We're at the 15th over mark, which means that it's time for Cricbuzz Comm Box. With me, Anubhav Jain, as well as Rohan Gavaskar. India, at the end of the 15 overs, find themselves at 91 for the loss of 1 wicket. So slightly over a runner ball. Rohit Sharma, 61 not out, looking very good of just 43 balls. And Washington Sundar, the only batsman who's been sent back to the pavilion. Rohan Gavaskar, of course, very elated because he got his power play prediction correct. But we'll speak about that later. But what have you made of India's start so far?
I think it's been excellent. I think it's been an excellent start, especially the way Rohit's batted. I thought he was fabulous. Virat's at the crease now. And I think this pair, with the start that we've got, a lot hinges on this pair now. Get this partnership going. Take this, we're in the 15th over. If these two bat till the 30th over, we'll be in a super strong position.
But do you think the run rate might be a slight cause for concern? Because Australia, at the end of the 10 overs, went 90 for the loss of 1 wicket. India find themselves at 91 at the end of 15.
I don't think, I think it's different when you're setting a target and when you're chasing a target. Especially when you've got players of the caliber of Virat Kohli at the crease batting, who know how to pace an innings, who know how to chase a target. I don't think the run rate's a concern at all. I think, you know, they're going fine. These two guys, with the experience that they have, they'll pace the innings really well. Don't forget, we've got some explosive hitters down in our batting order. So I think that, for me, the run rate at the moment is not a concern at all.
And speaking of explosive hitters, Rohit Sharma seems to be in imperious form, doesn't he?
Well, like we've spoken on the show earlier, he's moved from 4th gear to 5th gear now, and that's how he starts. He's realized that he's taking on the onus, he's taking on the responsibility of making sure that the team gets off to an explosive start. Sometimes it'll click, sometimes it won't. But it's something he's got clarity of thought in his head as to what he wants his role to be in this playing 11 as a captain and as an opener. And that's great. Once there's clarity of where you want and how you want to play, it just makes things a lot easier.
Absolutely. And apart from the prediction game, the power play prediction game, one of the other guessing games that we played was who's going to open the batting with Rohit Sharma. Were you a wee bit surprised that it was Washington Sundar, or do you think it was the right call?
No, look, you know, I thought KL Rahul would be the right call. But then when you look back at what they're doing, you know, they're not looking at this game as one game. They're looking at the big picture. And in the World Cup, KL Rahul is not going to be opening. So what they want is for KL Rahul to be batting at the position that he would in a World Cup game, coming into bat, maybe under pressure, maybe not under pressure, how he would in a World Cup game. And that's why Washington Sundar was asked to open. Now, if the World Cup, in my opinion, if the World Cup wasn't coming up and this was just another bilateral series, maybe KL Rahul would have opened. But because they've got plans in place, you know, the team management, Rohit himself, will have certain plans in place. They're sticking to those plans, and one of those plans will be KL Rahul batting at number 5. Don't change his batting order, see where he is in the middle order, and give him that experience again.
So keeping that in mind, Sundar got the opportunity, right? He hasn't had too many opportunities in the recent past. He impressed with the bat against New Zealand when we played them earlier this year, but of course batting lower down the order. Do you think it's an opportunity lost from his perspective? Looked a bit sluggish out there.
No, I don't think it's I mean, look, obviously it's an opportunity lost because, you know, he could have... it's a win-win situation for him. I wouldn't say it's an opportunity loss in the sense, yes, if he had done well, people will be talking about him and saying, oh, dude, how good is he? That's just fabulous from Washington. But I don't think anyone's going to be criticizing him because, you know, he's been pushed up the order. That's not a role that he's normally associated with. So it was a win-win situation. I don't think he's going to get any criticism, but he could have got a lot of praise. So in that sense, it's an opportunity loss, but you can't really fault the guy.
Absolutely. And you did heap praise on Rohit Sharma, on India's batters. But what have you made of Australia's bowlers so far? You had the Pacers, of course, bowling up front. But then you had Glenn Maxwell, who's playing his first game in the series. In fact, his second ODI in 10 months. He was introduced in the 11th over, picked up a wicket, that of Washington Sundar, in his first over itself. Your overall assessment of the bowling attack? Well,
I think India's batted really well. I think if you look at the bowling, I think Cameron Green in his 3 overs has gone for 13 runs, so that's really good. Glenn Maxwell's bowled just the 1 over, and he's picked up that wicket, very economical too. But that's a small sample size. That's just 1 over. So look, in the big scheme of things, I think the way the Indian team is pacing, no one's really troubled them so far. And that's not, again, let's not forget that they're playing in Rajkot, which is an absolute belter of a batting track. So it's not where you can say, oh, listen, they've been bowling badly. It's just that you've come up against quality batters on a flat batting pitch, and there's only so much you can do as a bowler.
Absolutely. You spoke about the fact that, you know, it's a belter of a batting track, but it's still very early days in the Indian innings. You could say 15 overs up, chasing a lofty total of 353. Rohit and Kohli, right? India's two frontline batters at the crease. You see them taking India over the line?
Yeah, I really do. Like I said, if they battle the 30th, 35th over, in my opinion, then it should be a walk in the park for India. If these two are there by around the 33rd, 35th over, I think this should be a walk in the park. Especially with the way Virat Kohli, the way he paces and chases. And, we know he's a chase master. If Rohit bats till the 30th, 35th over, we know he's got a big one. So I really see them, taking us over the line.
And since you've been on point with the prediction game, how many wickets do you think India is going to win this by? Ooh. And in what over?
Ooh, that's a tough one. You're really putting me on the spot here. I think we'll win this by 6 wickets.
6 wickets. They say pressure builds diamonds, and I'm pretty sure the pressure that I put on Rohan right now by putting him on the spot is what he needs to shine in this prediction game. Anyway, so this was it from Rohan Gavaskar and me, Anubhav Jain, on this edition of Cricbuzz Comm Box. But of course, we're going to be back again on your screens at the end of the 35th over and back with Cricbuzz Live, Hindi as well as English, at the end of the match. So do stay tuned on our Cricbuzz networks. We'll see you then.